All right, let's get right into it. Have you ever wondered how you get a regular old phone call to have a real intelligent conversation with a modern AI? I mean, we're talking way beyond that press one for sales nonsense. Well, today we're going to break down the amazing tech that makes it all happen, the AI voice gateway. So here's the big problem, right? On one hand, you've got the world of traditional phones. Think asterisk, old school audio, all that stuff. And on the other hand, you have these incredibly powerful large language models that live in the cloud and think in text. They're two completely different worlds. So how in the world do you connect them so they can talk to each other instantly, without any awkward pauses? The answer is a piece of tech that acts like a universal translator. It's purpose-built to be the missing link, the bridge that connects these two very different worlds to create a smooth, seamless pipeline for truly conversational AI. And that missing link is the AI voice gateway. At its core, it's a platform designed to grab the audio from a phone call or even a web browser, shoot it through an AI, and then send a spoken response right back. It's all about creating that fluid, interactive experience. You know, every single time someone speaks, it all comes down to this fundamental three-step dance. First, speech-to-text, or STT, listens to what the person said and turns it into text. Second, that text gets sent to the brain of the operation, the large language model, which figures out a smart response. And finally, text-to-speech, or TTS, turns that text response back into natural-sounding audio that the user can hear. The gateway handles this entire complex process just flawlessly. Okay, now this is where it gets really, really interesting for anyone building the stuff. The gateway isn't just a one-size-fits-all tool. It actually gives you options, and it forces you to make a really important decision based on what your project needs most. Is it all about raw, lightning-fast speed, or is it about having complete granular control? So let's just break it down real quick. You've got standard mode, which gives you tons of customization, but there's a couple seconds of delay. Then there's gateway mode, which is all about speed. We're talking under a second of latency, but you give up some of that customization. And finally, there's WebSocket mode, which is basically the same as standard, but it's built specifically for web apps in your browser. So let's really dig into this trade-off, because this is the crucial choice. With standard mode, you are the architect. You get to mix and match providers for the transcription, for the AI brain, and for the voice. You can pick the best ones, the cheapest ones, whatever you need. It's perfect for really complex custom jobs. But if you need a conversation that feels absolutely real-time, where someone can interrupt the AI just like they would a person, then you want gateway mode. It's a direct, super low latency pipeline to providers like OpenAI that can handle the whole thing in one shot. So let's talk a little more about that toolkit. The real magic of that standard mode we just mentioned is its multi-provider architecture. And this is a huge deal because it means you are never, ever locked in to a single company's tech. You have the freedom to choose exactly what you want. Just look at your options for speech-to-text. Do you need to support 11 different Indian languages and understand local accents? Bam, Sarvam is perfect for that. Need the absolute most accurate transcription possible for really tricky audio? Go with OpenAI Whisper. Or maybe you just need the most bang for your buck. Gemini's a great choice. You get to pick the absolute best tool for your specific job. And it's the exact same story for the voice of your AI. You can choose DeepGram for a great balance of speed and cost, go with Google or Azure for that rock-solid reliability they're known for, or you could go with a premium provider like 11 Labs if you need a voice that can actually convey real human emotion. And of course, Sarvam is there again for incredibly natural-sounding Indian languages. And this just perfectly illustrates the flexibility you have for the AI's brain. You're not just stuck making a simple API call. You can connect to these incredibly powerful visual workflow builders like NADN or Flowies. This means you can design really complex logic, like, say, looking up a customer in your database, checking their order status, and then generating a response, all with a simple drag-and-drop interface. It's amazing. Okay, so we get the tech, right? Now let's talk about what really matters. What can you actually build with all this? Because the possibilities here are just incredible. For calls coming into your business, you can totally reinvent the customer experience. I mean, think about an IVR that actually understands what you're asking for, or a system that can book appointments for you 24/7, no human needed. No more frustrating phone menus, it's a game changer. And it's just as powerful for making calls out. You can automate everything from appointment reminders and order status updates to customer surveys, and it's all delivered in this natural conversational voice. This isn't your average robocall. It feels like a real interaction, and you're going to get way higher engagement than just sending a text. And remember, this isn't just for phone calls. Using that WebSocket mode we talked about, you can bring this exact same voice experience to your website. Imagine a little chat widget on your site that people can just talk to, or an AI assistant that can vocally guide a shopper through your online store. Now, you might be thinking, wow, a tool this powerful must be a nightmare to set up, right? But what's so amazing here is how easy they've made it. You can literally go from zero to having a server up and running in just a couple of minutes. Honestly, the whole process is super straightforward. You install a couple of standard things like Node.js, create a simple little config file where you paste in your API keys, and then you run one single command to start the server. A quick health check tells you everything's good to go. It is literally that simple. So there you have it. The bridge between old-school phone calls and the most advanced AI is finally here. You've got the tools to choose between pure speed and total control. And you have the freedom to plug in any provider you want to build the perfect AI agent. So the only real question left is, what are you going to build with it?